winners 20%. No Droids, no Bounty Hunters, no Raylos, no Ray Nobodies, no Disney sequel trilogy fans of any kind. They're not allowed. Let's see, if you're a Raylo, fuck off. If you're trolling, fuck off. If you're astroturfing, fuck off twice. We don't tolerate bullshit here. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about the Forbes article. Now, explain to you, Forbes magazine is a publication that was actually started by billionaire Malcolm Forbes. I met Steve Forbes. He's as boring in real life as he is on TV or anywhere else. The guy just has no personality at all. But this magazine is dedicated, good morning, this magazine is designated to our investments, financial stuff. Howdy, Sin and Dave. And it is very interesting that it has many people of different stripes working for it. Sorry. It has Scott Mendelson and Owen Schill. It has, there's a girl who wrote an article not on the 19th saying that Gina Carano deserved it, blah, blah, blah. You know, the typical bullshit. Hey, Zenefet, good morning. But this guy who wrote this, older, wiser person, is looking at this going, A, this is dangerous. Cancel culture is dangerous. B, what is Disney doing by doing this? And I'm going to tell you who reads. Hey, Trayla. I'm going to tell you who reads Forbes. People like hedge fund managers, investment managers, people who move billions of dollars, people who sit and watch the stock market ticker day in and day out. Serious people. So I'm going to go out on this and saying this is the first indication. And it's a little one, but it's the first indication because it's in Forbes that not everybody is happy with what happened to Gina. And it's very interesting that it came in Forbes because we all know who Scott Mendelson is. Scott Mendelson is the face of the ass kisser shell. You know, Ryan Johnson could do nothing wrong. If you see a picture of Scott Mendelson, it's like, you know. So read the article because it's very interesting. This is a national magazine, and it's an opinion piece. And yet, there it is, juxtaposing the millennial bitches attack on Gina. And I would say this is probably what the adults in the room, excuse me, God, I hate this, the investment people are saying. All right, we were told that the downfall of Kennedy would start to be indicated in publications, in the press, in the media. And it doesn't surprise me that Forbes would have it, because we know who Forbes caters to. The people that were listening in on the investment call. And I've said before, if you honestly think those two people who asked about Gina and firing Kennedy were the only people talking about it to Chapek and Iger, you got another thing coming. If they asked, the big guys asked. And the reason why this suddenly showed up in Forbes today is because they are asking. And now it's out there. And ultimately, the people who run Disney are not Bob Chapek, Bob Iger. It's the investments. It's the investors. All right? And it's very interesting to me that this was a magazine, because for too many, Eastland, will you let me finish what I'm saying, please? Thank you. Too many people are now asking the questions. People who aren't necessarily leftists, they know what a bad precedent this is. And, does Disney run off talent? No, not all the time. And I'm going to say this: Disney did not run Gina off. Kennedy did. And my theory is she went behind people's backs, because you've got Jon Favreau on the phone to Iger, and I know it was Iger who called him, saying, "How dare she do this to me?" I believe that. No reason not to. Okay. So what do we learn here? Well, we were told by Cameron Pasha that the indications of something happening to Kennedy in the background would show up in the media first, in little sniping. And it doesn't surprise me that it's the money guys doing it. We all know the story about the big investment guy asking to see the Lucas Abrams cut and being pissed off because while it doesn't necessarily save the sequel trilogy, it's better than what they got. Good morning, John 42. It's a lot. It's better than what they got. And that is money that would have gone to the investors that is laying on the table. See what Kennedy has done by behaving like a mean girl is she's left billions on the table. And you can't do that. These people might not go and break your legs. They might not shake you down for your last dime, but they're not going to be happy, and they will come after you. If you don't, you'll lose your job. You'll lose your position. And this story coming out is just the tip of the iceberg. But be ready. There's at least one big time name in the fandom that has said, or has kind of not said a lot since the Gina Carano mess started. He's very well connected. I'm not going to say who it is, but I know he's doing okay. But if you don't think there's something going on, this story, this commentary showing up in Forbes says that, yes, I have, Sakari, shows that the investors are now going like I told you they were. Okay. This is going to be a process. And, this last weekend we were treated to the ravings of two left-wing bitch lunatics, Kate and whoever from Rewriting Ripley, whatever that means. Now we've got this coming from a very staid, proper financial magazine. All right. Big deal. Guys, this is a big freaking deal. And, it's going to be a long process for it all to come out. But I guarantee you, we are going to find out how this went down. See, people are still going, how did they even do this? What Kennedy did is she just put it out there. She didn't fire Gina. She just made sure that everybody knew that Gina wasn't going to be working at Lucasfilm anymore. And the indications where they were discontinuing, telling Hasbro to discontinue the Cara Dune line, now Funko Pop it has become, and now apparently they're not having Gina's show with Bear Grylls on National Geographic or something. I mean, the Drunk 3PO put that out there. This has gone beyond, we wish her luck, to we're going to grind her into the ground. And they're attempting to go after Bill Burr, but I find it fascinating that, Bill Burr's wife basically curb stomped one of these racists going after her for, calling her husband a sex slave owner. If you saw, Anna, that Star Wars girl, or Mecca's video on it, it was breathtaking. Okay, breathtaking. These people have really walked into a mess for themselves. Okay, let's put it that way. They've walked into a place they really can't get out of now. And they're trying to double down on hurting Gina. And I can't really understand why. Oh, I know. And I think with this Forbes article showing up, I think sanity is going to return. I think the people who are sane are the people that are the money guys who are going, and why are they doing that? It's because they're pissed. Again, Kennedy's behavior, her bad decisions. I've got it in the description of this video. Kennedy has left billions of dollars on the table because of all those bad decisions. And now the Gina Carano thing. And it's really just fascinating to me that they're now doubling down on Gina rather than just shutting up. And again, we're behind the times and what the news says. We don't really know what's going on now. Juxtaposition. Forbes had a girl, a chick, a millennial bitch, applaud what they did. But she's not the prevailing feeling. I mean, even Democrats are like, okay, this is enough. This shit's enough. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm very much, I'm waiting for the next shoe to drop. No, it was billions. George Lucas made his money all on merchandise. Remember that. I think it is. I think that Disney's seeing the fact that AT&T bought Warner Brothers and is now cleaning house, that we're going to see a lot happen. They're cleaning house at DC Comics. They're cleaning house within the film part. And I do believe that they're going to take care of this, that Disney's going to do the same thing. They have to. Their parks are barely opened. No one wants to travel to them because the media's got everybody so scared about the coof. And Disney's in trouble. I mean, they're not going into bankruptcy, but they're in trouble. I mean, right now, they're primed to be taken over by somebody, okay? And that would bring changes, because anybody who would come in and buys Disney would either sell Lucasfilm or fire the bad eggs. They would either sell Marvel. They wouldn't sell Marvel. They would take bits and pieces and sell it, like, probably Fox. I would say right now, Lucasfilm would be primed to be sold. And the reason simply is it's not producing. Yesterday, I went to the other, hey, morning Wookie. I went to the other Target here and discovered they have Claudia Gray's book. And they've had 2 for a month and can't sell it. They've had these 2 for a month. And I think tomorrow I'm going to go to the other one to see if they've sold any of the Light of the Jedi. Because they're like 5 or 6. I took a picture of it. And they're not selling. These books aren't selling. And Disney knows that. I mean, they look they look at the numbers. Yeah, you're right, John 42. And that's going to push a lot of the next decision making on Disney's half. Hey, Revan, going forward. It really, really is. And it's one of those things where you've got this magazine coming out. And again, we were told, if you want to see what's going to happen with it depends on how bad it gets. The backlash has continued. This has gone over a month now. It'll be 5 weeks now. Okay, 5 weeks. And the backlash is not abated. Okay. That squidgy little, podcast is trying to say that it's nothing more than people spamming the content, comments, but it's not, and we know it. And that I think actually that podcast was a way for Kennedy's people to say, it's everybody else's fault but ours. I mean, to be honest, if we get another article like this week, and it's like from Variety or another publication, if it's from an industry publication, we will see. We'll see a sooner departure for Kennedy than later, because I don't think Lucasfilm and Disney can afford to keep her around. I mean, I'd be looking at the numbers going, and she won't stop. That fucking bitch won't stop till she's gone. Okay, and her people won't stop till they're gone. And that's the thing, I've told you that they've got ancillaries outside of Lucasfilm that go out, that are on the outside of Lucasfilm that have pushed the narrative that the fans are racists. Bob Chapek knows that's not true. He's not stupid. He's a logical dude. He's a money guy. And I think Bob Iger knows that too. I mean, he was, I guess he recoiled from the fact that people hated The Last Jedi. Obviously he didn't know what Star Wars is. And he didn't realize that he had something that, Star Wars Theory, after Pablo fucked him over, I think Star Wars Theory was just trying to be nice about everything and trying to be diplomatic and kind of meet everybody in the middle, and I think he just said, fuck it. And I can't blame him. What Pablo did to him was, and again, Pablo Hidalgo is 47 years old. Well, Xenofet, they could, but if they sign NDAs, they can't really do a whole lot because Disney can go after them, which once you're gone from Lucasfilm and Disney, you sign a non-disclosure agreement, you can get sued if you're quoted, if you're caught doing anything. If you remember J.W. Rinsler being stopped from writing his blog about Lucasfilm after Disney bought it, they're pretty much sticklers, okay? That's my dog. He's got his kickball in his crate. I can't leave him out. If I leave him out, I won't be able to talk to you. I'll be running around chasing him. Coach, as you can hear, he's doing well. I took off his Amish hood, so he's running around free as a bird now. It's real cold and windy today, so I'm not gonna probably, play with him too much outside, play with the ball. But he's, happy as a pig in shit right now. He's just obnoxious. I woke up today. He had his big plastic hood on, staring at me, going, "Human, wake up." And then he went right on my nose. He licked my nose. I'm like, that's a way to wake up. Luckily, he didn't try to crawl in bed because Daddy was there and Daddy would have killed him. He's too big to be doing that. Anyway, it's just really interesting to me. I'm going to go in the library so he doesn't make so much noise. How it's all kind of coming to fruition, what's kind of happening behind the scenes at Lucasfilm and Disney and what they've been doing and everything. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I know we're on the winning side of this. And I know Cameron was right about what he said. If you see things in the media talking about negative stuff about, and this was about Disney. It wasn't about Kathleen Kennedy. Watch it turn into what the hell is Kathleen Kennedy doing? All right, because this was aimed at Bob Chapek and Bob Iger. This was asking them point blank, why did they allow this to happen? This set a bad precedent, okay? And it's going to be very, very interesting going forward where this goes. Like I said, I think that the story group, Pablo, and the rest of these goons, and they're doing everything they can to destroy Star Wars on the way out the door. Because when she goes, they go, and they know that. These people aren't stupid. They know that. They know that, she's not going to be there very long. And, what do they expect? They don't work for her. They work for Disney. Their loyalty is not necessarily to her, it's to Disney. And when you think about that, when you put two and two together, it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. Now I understand where the problem for Disney could lie. And this is a big problem for them. Licensees are walking away because they wanted to, capitalize on Cara Dune. What does Star Wars right now have to sell as far as merch? Nothing. Baby Yoda, that's it. I mean, even Mando, as cool as he is, isn't as cool as Cara Dune. Think about it. All right, think about it. And sit back and understand that this is bigger right now than Gina. Gina is one of the things that happened. Kennedy has been making shitty decisions behind the Bob's backs for a long goddamn time. Okay. The High Republic is, the ultimate, and then telling Gina she's no longer welcome at Lucasfilm, and then making sure that she's canceled everywhere else. I mean, I don't, they pulled the the books, the books because they're rewriting it so Cara Dune's not in it. I mean, here's a question. What are they going to do with Mando when it comes out in 5K? Erase every episode or erase her in every episode? They can't. This is how bad the fuck up is. Yeah. And that's aimed at Bob. That's aimed at the Bobs. But they can turn around and aim. This is going to be a he said, she said thing. Okay. She doesn't win that. All right. Kennedy does not win a he said, she said thing with them. They're the big bosses. And of course he was. Of course he was. Of course he was allowed to say that. And that, when you've got the Star Wars social media person defending an obvious racist, and then attacking the fans for calling, Christina Ariel out. There you go. And she's already doing that, Kate. She's already doing that. It's not working. The investors are not stupid. I guarantee somebody in a social media spot at BlackRock or Vanguard or State Street is going through all the comments and trying to find out who's fake, who's not in the YouTubes and on Facebook, because it's very difficult to fake a comment on Facebook. You can't really do it anymore. And the fact that, they're not making any money, and that's the biggest indication. And, you can sit there and, defame people. And I just launched somebody that I think, do you guys remember the commenter L? Just the letter L. He was on here basically astroturfing over people suing the podcast. And I told him, I know what you're doing, and you're gone. I got rid of him. I know, and it really is like the Mean Girls. It really, really is, and it's to the point where, it's ridiculous. It really is. It's horrifying in lots of ways what's going on at Lucasfilm, and I think the investors are asking why is this allowed to happen? All right, and really, the Bobs don't have a leg to stand on, and they're gonna start blaming her, Kennedy, for all of this, and rightly so, because she's the one who did it. All right, I am really just kind of sitting here going, get ready for more. This is a shot fired across the bow at Kennedy and Disney. And the Bobs are probably going, they're not happy. They can't be. So I have to actually make our St. Patrick's Day corned beef early. So I'm going to start it. I got to go. And just keep your eyes open. And if something else drops or we hear something else, I'll be here. And I'll talk to y'all later. I've got to send the article to Doomcock and stuff just to make sure he has it. Thank you. I got it at Target. So I'll talk to you later. Have a good one. This is a short half hour, and I'll see you around the galaxy. And thanks for coming to the chat. Thanks to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Go and read the article. Leave a comment. See you around.